Tim Donaghy was an NBA referee from 1994 to 2007. He had refereed 772 regular season games and 26 playoff games. And he was found guilty of fixing games and served 15 months in prison. And in his documentary on Netflix, it's called Untold Stories, Flagrant Foul. You know, the untold story of Tim Donaghy and what happened in that situation. And he spoke about the brotherhood that exists between referees. You know, the NBA players always talk about how there's 450 of them. It's a small group that gets to have the opportunity to play professional basketball in the NBA. And they take a lot of pride in that. And there's a brotherhood and a camaraderie that exists because it's a fraternity that they're in, that only they can understand each other. In a weird way, I think the referees have a similar bond among them, because they also have to rise through the ranks. They have to go through high school games, college games, before they can make it into the NBA. And when they get to the NBA, there's only 60 of them. You see, Tim Donaghy, his argument early on when he was denying fixing games was the fact that he was one of the best referees in terms of percentages in calling NBA games. He was third in a staff of 60. The NBA grades them game to game. And these guys travel together. They do games together. They see each other constantly. So they build relationships. They start understanding what gets them to take, what they like, what they don't like, what players they like, what players they don't like, what coaches they like, what coaches they don't like, GMs, so on and so forth. So they learn all of these things about the referees in the league. And what Tim Donaghy explained was that sometimes they act on it. If a referee had a gripe against a certain player, they'll make the calls. They'll do this. They'll do that. And a part of why their percentages are so high, and many people might not understand this, is because over the course of an NBA game, you can call some kind of a violation damn near every possession. Damn near. And there are certain players that, let's call it what it is, they get away with certain things. For example, was Allen Iverson, who used to carry the ball on his crossovers. And there was an instance where allegedly Allen Iverson had threatened one of the referees. And so Tim Donaghy and the crew in the game after that incident decided to take it in their own hands. And they kept calling the violation on Allen Iverson. It was a pact that they made. They were trying to defend their own. And so they took Allen Iverson out of that game, essentially. And the reality of that, beyond the guilty verdict, right? We can assume that there were other people that were gambling, but the interpersonal relationships between referees and the players and coaches, to me, was what stuck out.